What's up? What's going on? It's your boy Highstar Pro coming in with a new video. Today I'm going to be giving you the hex code for the Paul Walker Eclipse replica build. Okay, so let me go in here. I will leave the hex code and all that in the description of the video. So go down there. What all I'm doing in this video visually is I'm showing you the car, but the hex code will be in the description of the video, so just go in there and you'll find it. But yeah, I'm going to do a walkthrough of the car. This color fits it so much closer than the greens that we have in the, in the paint section. When I did my replica video, I just said use lime green because lime green, is the closest thing that everybody can use. But if you want to go for a full-on replica build and make it identical, you're going to want to use this color because it makes all the difference. I'll show you lime green real quick.
What's wrong with her now?
Other greens that we have in game. So, let's get there. So this is the closest color that we have in game to actually matching it. As you see, it's a big difference. Very big. I mean, like I said, a lot of people won't care. None of the other greens are even remotely close, so we're going to forget about them. The closest thing in the section, though, is lime green. And it doesn't look bad, and it's a close replica. But if you want to take that extra step and actually make it a replica, you're going to want to use this green that I have here, because this is the green that is in the movie. I'll show you everything I have parts-wise, too. Like mods and stuff. I'm going to show you what I have on it to make an exact replica. Because once you start adding extra stuff, it is going to be an inaccurate replica. And I don't see the point of replicating a car if you're not going to go the full mile. When you put intercoolers on it and stuff, that's not the movie car. They, people say, well, I want it to be the movie car just with my own taste. But, you know what I mean? If you start changing shit, then it's not the movie car. And that's what people don't really get. So for the front bumpers, I have the racing bumper. It's a replica of the Robo Kit Blitz body kit from the movie. Rear bumpers, I got the ribbed street rear bumper. That and the street rear bumper are very close, but you're going to want the ribbed one because it's hard to tell, but there is a little bit of an incline, like an indent in it, like the real one has. For the exhaust, I went with a single small exhaust. Yeah, that is the definite closest exhaust option. It sucks that it's so small. It should be a little bit bigger of an exhaust, but none of the other ones can even compare. If you put dual exhaust on it, then you're just totally off. But yeah, none of the other exhausts quite fit it as good as the single small exhaust. That is the closest you'll get. For seats, I went with street seats. They're the replica of the Sparko seats, the in-game version of Sparkos. You don't want a roll cage or none of that. The movie car did not have it. Maybe after the movie they did, but in the movie, no roll cage. You just want the regular front seats, the street seats. For the hood, I went with the carbon sport hood. That is the closest hood because it's smooth. So yeah, you want to go with the carbon sport hood. For lights, I kept them stock. You want to just leave them stock. Don't put xenon on them. A lot of people say, well, the headlights and horns are your opinion. You want to keep the horn stock, the headlights stock, because the movie car did not have color headlights or bright xenons. And honestly, the stock headlights are even too bright. They should be just a dull, like yellowish color, like the original cars in the game had. But that is definitely the closest, the stock headlights. For neon kits, if you use the crew color that I gave you, you're going to want to put the crew neons on it. I mean, if you're watching this video, obviously you want closer, because the lime green is definitely off, as you can tell. If you have the lime green build and you're just going to stick with that, then lime green, of course, but it's not as accurate. This is my crew color that I made. I actually spent a day and a half trying to match greens up. I kept changing them, and you know how you have to close the application for the crew color to show up every time. I did that over and over and over. Switching crew colors. It was such a pain. It really was, but I finally got the right green. For livery, you want the Almost Had You, of course. We hungry. No, almost had you as the exact livery you want. For mirrors, you're going to want carbon mirrors, because the movie car did have carbon fiber mirrors. They might have been painted black. I can't tell if they were black or carbon fiber, but regardless, carbon fiber is the closest to black. I'm pretty sure they were carbon fiber to go to carbon fiber hood. So you're definitely going to want carbon fiber mirrors on it. For the plate, go with blue on white. That's the closest you can get to a regular California plate. And I've got my custom Too Fast, Too Furious on there. For trim color, you want to go to the graphite, because the black is too dark, but the graphite fits it very well. And then, of course, primary, I went with crew. Secondary, I went with crew. For the roof, you want the built-in scoop alternate. I originally thought it was the built-in scoop, but the alternate is actually closer. As you see, it's more built-in, and that's closest to the movie car, the built-in scoop alternate. For skirts, you want the bulbous skirts. For splitters, you want to keep the stock splitter. The movie car did not have any intercoolers. As cool as they look, you're going away from the movie car. Again, you start adding any of these splitters or any of these intercoolers, you are diverging, or heading away from the correct direction of a replica car. It was just a GS model Eclipse, or no, it was actually an RS, same as the GS though, almost, except there's small differences. I own an Eclipse in real life, so the RS has like wind-up windows and the GS has power windows. Same engine and stuff, same platform. But yeah, it was an RS. That's the base model, non-turbo Eclipse. For the spoiler, you want the carbon standard wing. I was debating on the carbon extended wing because the side of the wing has that big, it's like thicker. Whereas in the movie, it did have that thicker look, but it's taller than the one I chose. And in the movie, it just, the poles, or whatever you want to call them, where the spoiler connects bolts into the car, they were straight up and down, so the whole slanted spoiler thing wouldn't fit as well. So yes, you want the carbon standard wing. That is the closest wing. No sun strips. Suspension, you're going to want it as a lowered suspension. Stock would work as well. That is actually, since they use stunt cars, multiple stunt cars, some scenes the car had more of a lower suspension look. None of the suspensions were like this, all cambered and lower like that, none of them. In some scenes it looked like a lowered suspension. I could tell by the wheel gap. I looked at that. I looked at every detail of this car perfect. So you could either go with lowered or stock. I wouldn't go any lower though than, I wouldn't go any of these last three. Stock in some scenes was for like the stunts that they did. The car had to have higher suspension, because if it was super low it would get even more damage. So they had it at stock height. But some scenes it had lowered suspension. That was for the scenes that it didn't have to do any stunts. Okay, for wheels, you're going to want to go to sport, go on chrome rims, and put on ground rides. Now, I was debating for this if I should do the alloy regular ground ride rims or the chrome. And they are alloy, they're not chrome rims in real life, but it is a very bright silver, which is not in the game. So I went with chrome because that is the closest replica. The gunmetal gray looks too dark, so the chrome fits it a little bit better. For windows, you're going to want to go with limo. The car did have tinted windows that were pitch black, maxed out. What would that be, like 80% tint or something? I don't know, it might be 100. I think limo is more like an 80% tint though. But yeah, in the movie it had blacked out windows, tinted. So you're going to want to go with that. None of the other Fast and Furious cars really had tinted windows, except for this one. So it's cool that you could actually put tinted windows on this one and it'd be accurate. For wheels, you want no custom tires. And yeah, I mean, that's the build. I'll go back out and show it. I mean, this definitely looks super close. It looks amazing. I'm really into this car. It's a perfect replica. I'll show you in the sunlight now. I mean, this car is point on. Yep, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this crew color video. It took me forever to find it. It's your boy Highstar signing out. Peace.